Okay, so let us start with today's class. I'm going to share my screen and hope you people are able to see my screen. So if somebody could not able to see the screen, please let me know. Okay, so last class we have been discussing about various operators. So starting with the arithmetic operators, then the comparison operators, then we talked about logical operators like and, or, and all those things. And today we are going to discuss about the functions first initially. So starting with the very basic things, functions has in Oracle have been specifically they are used for a particular purpose. Like as you can see on the diagram, whenever you are going to provide some arguments or some inputs to a function, then that function is going to retrieve or give you some output. And basically functions will be used in order to get some value added things to our SQL statements. So basically functions have been divided into two types. One we call it as single row functions, and second we call it as multiple row functions. And as you can see in the diagram, single row functions are nothing but the functions will take the input, they will take only one value as the input, and even the output also will be given as only one value. And when comes to multiple row functions, they will accept multiple values as input, but still they will provide one value as the output. So by this you need to clear one point, that always functions will return only one value. So either you give one input or you give multiple inputs, the output will be only one. And so this is some points that we have regarding singular functions. Like we can basically manipulate the data items, and it will accept the arguments and returns only one value. And how many inputs you are going to give, so it is going to act or it is going to get applied on those all the rows. And you can also modify the data type of the column if you are using a single row function. And you can have a nested function, something like function inside a function. So all these are possible. And when we dig out how many types of singular functions are there, so there are totally 5 types of singular functions, starting with the general function on the left hand side, then character functions, then number functions, date functions, and conversion functions. So let us start our journey with the character functions first. So character functions, when you look at, again they was divided into two categories: case manipulation functions and character manipulation functions. So under case manipulation functions we have totally three types of functions available, and under character manipulation functions we have so many included. So when you have case manipulation functions, basically these type of functions are there to provide the case conversion. Like you can convert the values from lowercase to uppercase or uppercase to lowercase, or if you want you can convert any string from to an initial capital. So for these manipulations basically you are going to use case manipulation. And when comes to character manipulation, suppose you want to combine two column values, or you want to trim a particular character, or trim a particular letter from a word, or you want to calculate what is the length of a word, so or you want to replace a word. So in all those kind of activities can be manipulated using character manipulation functions. So starting with the examples of the case manipulation functions, so you can see over there, there was a term called SQL course. and when we apply lowercase function on top of that, it has been resulted to SQL course only, but everything completely was written in lowercase. So the input which we have given is having SQL and C as uppercase here, but whereas the output here, it was entirely completely converted into the lowercase. The same way, if you provide the same input to uppercase function, everything has been converted into uppercase. And if you provide the same input to init cap, only S and C, that means in the word SQL, S will be turned into capital. In the word course, C will be turned into capital. The rest of the letters will be declared as lowercase. So this is what basically we are going to have that. And now here itself I want to show you some example. Just a moment. So actually it seems like the server got disconnected. Now let me show you that in a notepad, and we will see the practical things tomorrow. Suppose in your database you have stored the value with you have stored some value by the name Oracle with lowercase, and if you have written a select query like this, select, let's say, from some table T1 where name is equals to Oracle. So if we give like this, this select statement will not give the correct output. It says no row selected. Why? Because the data was stored in the form of lowercase, and while searching you are searching it in the form of uppercase. Similarly, suppose if you have stored your data in the form of capital, and while selecting you are searching that based on the lowercase, so even then also Oracle will not give the correct result. So, and every time or in every table it is not possible for us to go and check whether the data was stored in capital case or lower case. It's very difficult to check each and every table or each and every column. So for that reason, what we are going to use or what we are going to do is making use of this case manipulation functions. Suppose if your data was stored in the form of lowercase in the database or in the table, and you want to search that anyway or at any cost, then you are going to write something like this. So what happens here is either your data was stored in lowercase or capital case, then that data will be converted into lowercase with the help of this function. So what happens here basically is it will take the output like lower of Oracle will be compared with Oracle. So lower of Oracle will be resulting into Oracle only. So which will be equating and you will get the row. Similarly, suppose you have low capital case, then what happens is this lower function will be applied on this capital case string, which will be again compared with this one, and lower of Oracle will become again oracle with a lowercase, and finally it will be compared. So that means basically by using lowercase function or uppercase function or unit char, either you store your data in lowercase or uppercase, still you will be getting your data. So if you don't use this lowercase function or uppercase function during searching, especially with characters, and if you don't know how the data was stored in the database, sometimes even though the data may be there, but it is going to show you that no rows selected. So to avoid that kind of inconvenience or that kind of data not appearing on the required results, so then it is better to use these functions always. So have you people got this, or any idea? Sorry, any questions? Yes, Sanjay, definitely. Case sensitivity functions are going to help us a lot every time. So, most of the times we normally, ask the application team to design the applications in such a way that, they can store the data either in uppercase or lowercase. But sometimes or most of the times it may not happen. That's the reason always whenever you are trying to search characters or words basically from the database, it is better to use these functions either lowercase or uppercase. So everybody got this point, or any questions are there? Okay, I'm assuming no questions are there. So moving to the next thing. So this is what I have been explaining on through a notepad. So you can see there we are getting some information from employees table. So have a look at the first cell query written. So we are bringing out the employees information, and we are just giving where last name is equals to Higgins. So when you give where last name is equals to Higgins, it is saying no row selected. But the same query when you are using with a lowercase, then it is going to give you the results. So basically what happens here is the data in the database was stored in the format of uppercase or initial letter is upper or something like that. But in the first query you are using completely lowercase, so that would be a problem. So that's the reason when you use lower function, then automatically your data was retrieved. Then we have character manipulation functions. So let us go and see what are what these will do. So the first one under character manipulation functions is concat. So basically we have already seen concatenation operator also. So concatenation operator is basically helpful to display two columns by merging two columns. Even concat operator is also going to do the same. So for example, here you can see concat was applied on hello and world. So two words basically, and the end result you can see a combined word called hello world will be displayed on the screen. And then we have the next function as a substr, so which stands for substring. So what is mean by substring? Suppose you have a very long word or something like that, and out of that if you want to display only certain letters or certain characters, then you would be using this substring. So substring in the sense a part of the string. And here you can see the example. The word was given as hello world and comma 1 comma 5. So here 1 is called the position of the display and 5 is how many characters you want to display. So let me put that in a notepad. So sub-str, the general syntax will be like this. So sub-str, then string and m comma n. So m stands for the position of display, and n stands for number of characters to display. So this is what substring means. For example, if I say substr of Oracle Corporation, comma 4 comma 8. So this means I need to start display the word from 4th position till the next 8 characters. So here, if you look at this string, the 4th position will be C. So O will be 1, R will be 2, A will be 3, and C will be 4. So from 4th position I want to display, and 8 means, as I said, number of characters to display. That means from C I want to display 8 characters including C. So the result will be C, that is 4th character, L, that is 5th one, E, that is 6th one. So totally 3 completed. Even space is also considered as a character. So with a space it will be 4, and CORP. So we are going to get an output like this: CLE space CORP. So totally, including space, it is 8 characters. That is what we asked for. So this is how it is going to work out. So let me take another example. So I am taking the same string, but I am taking a string somewhere like this, 10 comma 8. So now here what happens? So we need to start with the 10th position, and from there we need to display 8 characters. So where is the 10th position? O is first position, then R is second, A is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So P is my 10th position. So our display will start with P, then 8 characters, POARATION. So it is totally the character that is going to get displayed. So it's something like this. And suppose what happens if you have given more than what we have. Suppose something like this. So we have this, and 4 comma, or let's say 3 comma 5. So it should start with third one. So it should start with the third one. So that is A, and the 5 characters to be displayed. So A, C, L, E. But the word contains only 4 characters starting from the position A. So what happens to the 5th position? So will it give a space, or will it stop there, or will it go back and start with first position, that is O? So there are 3 options for us. Either the word will be stopped there, or it is going to give a space also as the 5th character, or it can go back to the first character and say O. So what happens in these 3? Any idea? Okay. So the output will be just only. Okay, so fine. It is. I am going to get things. So it will not repeat. So first thing I want to make sure is it will not repeat. So here there is no chance that we will get O. So fine. Now, even space, when there is a space already in the word, then Oracle may consider that space as a character. But to create a character, Oracle will not give space. That means here, even though you asked for 5 characters, where Oracle can give only 4 characters in place, so it will not give any space. So it will just display ACLE. So the rest of the positions will be ignored. So is this clear with everyone, or any queries? Okay. Okay, so one small mistake from my side. So in earlier example, it should start with RPOR RATIO. So the 10th position is not P, 10th position is R. So just overlap that. So any queries? Okay, so let us go back. So that is all about sub-str. So if you take this example, what is there on the screen? So sub-str of hello world 1 comma 5. That means we need to start with the first position and we need to display the next 5 letters. So the first position is having a letter H and the fifth position ends at O. So the word hello will be displayed as the result. And then we have a length function. So this length function is going to count the number of characters in the string. So hello world totally contains 10 characters. So that is what the output it is going to show. And in string. So what is in string means? It is going to tell you the position of a particular character in a particular world. So suppose if you look at here, we are going to ask in string of the word and then the letter. So what is going to happen with this is, in that particular word by the name hello world, what is the position of W? So is it in first position or is it in fifth position? So basically we are going to ask that thing. Because W is at a sixth position, Oracle has given the result as 6. And suppose if you say in string of hello world comma D, then the result will be 10 because D is there at the end position. And if you say in string of hello world comma H, then the result will be 1. Now can you people tell, if I say in string hello world comma L, then what will be the value? Okay, so one answer we got is 349 because L is there in 3 positions, so Oracle is going to give you the 3 results. Okay, let us keep that aside. So any other answers we have? or anybody conflicts with this particular thing? Okay, the output will be only 3. That is another answer we got. Okay, yes, the answer will be only 3. So it won't display 4 and 9. So because Oracle always will look at the first appearance of the letter. So in Hello World, the L first appeared at the position number 3. That is the reason it will take that and immediately it will give that output. So in string basically doesn't check for how many times the character has been repeated. It only checks for the first occurrence. So that is what we have. And then we have LPAD and RPAD. So basically LPAD and RPAD are going to help you whenever you want to display the spaces with some symbols or something like that. So suppose if you look at the example there, I want to display salary in 10 positions, but if my salary is not there in 10 positions and there are some spaces involved, in that case I want to replace those spaces with star mark. So that is the reason the output you can see 5 positions we have star, and the next 5 positions we have the salary whatever is there. And the same is the case with RPAD. So LPAD is going to add the symbol what you want on the left hand side, whereas RPAD is going to do the same on right hand side. And then we have replace function. So if you want to replace a particular keyword or particular word or particular letters in a word also, you can do that. So in example you can see there is a word called Jack and Joey, and we want to replace J with BL. So what happens ultimately is Jack and Joe, when J was replaced with BL, it will become black and blue. And the same is the case, similar is the case with the trim. So if you say I want to remove H from hello world, then the output will be hello world. So cutting down that H. So trimming is nothing but cutting down, we already know it. So that is what basically happens. So these are all the character manipulation functions we have. And all these slides talks about those examples, how we can write those particular things in select query and all. Then we have number functions. So we have totally 3 number functions. So, one is round, then truncate, and then mod. So what round is going to do? So as you can see on the screen, the example, round of 45.926. I want to round the figure by 2 decimals. So the value will become 45.93. So this is also known for us through mathematics, that whenever we have the third decimal greater than 5, then we can make the second decimal plus 1. So you already know it, 45.926. If you want to adjust that to 2 decimals, then you would be writing it as 45.93. So it's also similar or same as mathematics. Then we have truncate. So in truncate what happens is, even though the third position is greater than 5 or whatever it is going to just blindly cut down the values to 2 decimals. And that is the reason in truncate for the same input you are going to see the output as 45.92 ohm. And then modulus. So modulus is going to give you the remainder when it is dividing the first number by second number. So for example 1600 was divided by 300, and 305s it will become 1500, and 100 will be the remainder. So that remainder will be given to us as the output. So these are the 3 functions that we have in number. And this again a slide which is going to show you that. So then we have date. So basically, on data type, we can perform the arithmetic expressions also. Like we can add one date to another date, or we can subtract one date with another date. So we can basically perform those two operations, even though we can't do multiplication or division per days. So it's not possible. So only addition and subtraction are possible with the dates. So when you subtract two dates, what you would be getting is you would be landing up with the number of days between those dates. So if I say 31st March 2013 minus 1st March 2013, so I would be getting the result as 30 or 31. Like that, you can also add the number of hours, so that the date will be incremented by the next few hours. So that is also possible. So here in the example you can see we are going to say sysdate minus hire date. So that means sysdate is today's date, or right now what is computer time or database time it is showing, minus the hire date. That means when the employee was recruited into the company, by 7. So with this we are going to basically convert the days into number of weeks, and if we say by 24, we are going to convert that by number of hours, and if we say by 365, then we are going to basically convert that into years. So there are different options available for us. So here basically by mentioning 7, we are going to convert that into number of weeks. So totally we have 6 date functions. So starting with months between. So this function is used basically to find out how many months are there between two dates. So like first June 2013 minus 1st Jan 2013. So this will result into the value of 6 months. So like that we have add months, next day and all. So let us go through the examples, then we will understand it. So for example, if you look at months between 1st September 1995 to 11 Jan 1994, so it is going to calculate including the days and all. So that has been resulted into 19.67 months or something like that. And when we say add months, so for 11th Jan 1994, if you add 6th month, so including Jan, it will be considered. So Jan plus 6, so 1 plus 6, it will be 7. So the date falls under 11th July 1994. And the same way, when we say next day, then we have 1st September 1995 adding by next day. So here many people are having a confusion that the next day means, or when we write 1st September, I'm just posting it here. So when we say 1st September 1995 and we say next day, so next day of 1st September 1995, so many people assumes that the output is 2nd September 1995. So but one thing you need to observe here is it is not a next date. Suppose if this function is next date, then the output is definitely 2nd September 1995. But here the function is not date, it is day. So that means if 1st September 1995 is Friday, then it is going to give you the output of the next Friday. Or if this 1st September is Sunday, then it is going to give you the output of next Sunday. So that means it is going to take something like plus 7 days. So that's the reason the output will be 8th September 1995. So even that is what you can see on the screen. So 1st September 1995 is a Friday. So if you add 7 days, the next Friday again falls under 8th September 1995. Then we have last day. So which means when you add or when you give some date and you want to find out the last day, then it is going to give you the date of end of the month. So for 1st February, the last day will be 28th February, or if you go for leap year, it will be 29th February. So this is how we have date functions in place. And even we can perform round and truncate functions on dates also. And how they are going to work, let us have a look. So suppose assume your sys date is 25th July 2003, and when you say round of sys date, so that means today's date with a month, then it is going to round to the next coming month first day. So for July, already today's date is 25th July. So if you round that to a month, the value will be 1st August 2003. And similarly, if you round it by year, then the value will be the next coming year's first date. So that is 1st Jan 2004. So if you go by truncate, then it will go back. Like 25th July is there. If you truncate that by month, it will go back to 1st July. Or if you truncate it by year, it will go to 1st January. Suppose showing that here, so can you people tell what will be the result here? What will be the output? Yes, it is 1st Jan 2014. So if you go by months, so the result will be July. Sorry, 2013. It will not be 23rd. It's not like 1 month. It is the next coming date. So or next month first date. So similarly the truncate operations and all. So that is how we have date functions in place. And we have now the data type conversion functions. So conversion functions are basically of two types. One is implicit conversion and the other one is explicit conversion. Like we have implicit conversion functions like varchar, we can convert that into a number, or varchar can be also converted into a date, or number to a varchar, or date to a varchar. And we are saying this is implicit. That means Oracle will convert it automatically whenever required. So we don't require to specify to Oracle that we want to convert. So automatically it will be converting internally. When it comes to explicit conversion, so apart from implicit conversion, Oracle also give you the facility to explicitly convert the things. Like we have totally 3 functions: toNumber, toDate, and toCharacter. So as you can see in the diagram, if you want to convert a number to a character, then you would be using toChar, like here. And when you want to convert a character to a number, you would be using toNumber. And when you want to convert a character to date. So you want to convert a number to character, you will be using this one. And if you want to convert a number to a character, character to a number, you will be using this one. And character to due date, like this, and the to date to a character, you would be like this. So that means there is no direct conversion between a number and a date data type. So directly you cannot convert a number to a date directly or date to a number. Indeed, first you need to in between convert to a character. So how we should use to-char functions? So it was given here. So it must be enclosed by a single quotation marks, and it is case sensitive. But it can include any valid date format, like you can use DDMMYY or MMDDYY, so you can use any of such things. And it should be separated from the date value by a comma. Let me show you that. So then we have nesting functions. As I said, nested functions is nothing but a function inside a function. So sometimes we may get requirement to do that, like what you can see on the screen. Upper function is there, then concat is there, sub-str is there. So sub-str is first one which will be executed because it is inside the bracket, and then that will be with concat, and then finally that will be converted into uppercase. So you can use nested functions like this. Then we have general functions. So totally there are 4 general functions, but usually the first one, the first one, NVL, is more popularly used. NVL2 and nullify and coalesce are very less used or will be used in PLSQL programs. So what a NVL function will do? It will convert a null value to some dummy value, or it will convert to some number what we are going to provide. So suppose data type, as you can see here, NVL of commission percentage comma 0. So what happens here is, if Oracle is finding any commission percentage while retrieving or by selecting the data, if it is finding that any commission percentage is a null value, then instead of showing that as a null value or blank space below, so that will be converted into 0. So for display purpose, instead of showing null value, it is going to display as 0. And similarly, NVL of hire date comma 1st Jan 1997. So for any employee, if hire date was not there in the database, so it is going to show you as 1st Jan 1997. And similarly, if you say NVL of job ID, if job ID is existing, well and fine, or otherwise it is going to display like no job yet. So basically, instead of showing null values, you want to show as 0 or star mark or any other symbol. You can make use of that particular thing with NVL. And what happens with NVL2? So NVL2 is something like this. I'm just trying to explain. Suppose NVL2 always contains 3 expressions, and the formula is, if expression 1 is null, then display expression 2, if expression 1 is not null, then display expression 3. So this is what will happen with NVL2. So once again I am repeating, if expression 1 is null, so here if the expression 1 is null, then it is going to display expression 2, and if expression 1 is not null, then it is going to display expression 3. So that means in none of the cases expression 1 value will be displayed directly. So that is the point over here. And if you look at the example also here, if commission percentage is null, then it is going to display if commission percentage is not null, then it is going to display expression 2. So I just made you little confusion. So it is not null and this is null. So if expression 1 is not null, then it will display expression 2. If expression 1 is null, then it is going to display expression 3. So as you can see over here, then null if or queries functions we don't use much, and even the case expression or the decode expression, so we don't require much to concentrate on that. And then we have group functions. So as I said, group functions methodology is to take multiple inputs, but still they provide only one output. So one thing you can blindly remember is function means it will give only one output. Whatever be the function it is, either it is a single row function or a multiple row function or a group functions, whatever it is, always it is going to give you only one output. So we have different types of group functions. Like average, it is to identify the average of the values. Then count, it is to get how much is the head count. Then maximum, minimum, then standard deviation, sum. So it is basically to add up the numbers. Then variance. So we have those functions, you know it already. So I'm just not going to talk about it. So then let's talk about group by class. So we have already saw like what is order by. So it is basically to do the sorting either in ascending or descending format. So just like that, if you want to sort based on group or based on some particular column, then you have this option called group by. Suppose in the select query you can see it is saying to select the department ID and the average salary from employees group by department ID. So what happens is Oracle will display the output like in each department what is the average salary. So it is going to display like that. And whenever you are using a group function, then compulsory you need to use group by clause. Otherwise what will happen is it will throw you that this particular error what you are seeing on the screen. It is not a single group function. So it is mandatory to have group functions, and unfortunately we cannot use these group functions under where clauses. Suppose you can see on the first query there, we are writing select department ID, average salary from employees, where the average salary is greater than 8,000. So and Oracle immediately will throw an error saying that group function is not allowed here. So do remember, the group functions are not allowed under where conditions or inside where condition. So instead of group function or where condition, we need to use another one called having function. So this is how you are going to write with having function. So select department ID, comma maximum salary from employees, group by the department ID, and having maximum salary as greater than 10,000. So what is the meaning here is we want to display the department ID and the maximum salary for the departments which are having maximum salary as greater than 10,000. So basically this is what we are going to do that. So that is how we have the things in place with the group functions and the functions. And tomorrow we would be discussing about, first we will see all these things, group functions and all in practicals, and then we will start with the joins. So we will see what are the types of joins we have, all those things. So are there any queries? And one thing I would like to share before we start with queries. I'm not sure how many of you people are following our Kana Technologies page in Facebook and all. We have a page and a group also in Facebook. So if you people are there in Facebook, please try to add or please try to join that group and like that page. The page name also will be Kana Technologies, and even the group name will be Kana Technologies Private Limited. So that whenever you have some updates going on, you will be keep on posted about that. So for people who have not read that thing, so I would like to share some happy news for us, and which I want to tell you people. So in the last 1 week, 5 of our students got placed in top MNCs. Each everyone got minimum of 5 lakhs package per annum. So just in the last 1 week we have 5 candidates. So almost it means like every one day one candidate is being placed into top MNCs. And MNCs in the sense the company, if you want to know the company, like 3 of people got placed into HP, so HP Mumbai, and 2 of other people got placed into one into Accenture and another into some other company. So and 3, as I said, HP Mumbai, but other 2 got placed in Bangalore. So this is one point I want to share, or some happy news. And not only that, 8 of our Kanna Technology students got top performer awards in Q1 of 2013. So that is for the period of April, May, and June. These people got the top performers, like the best rating they got, and they have been awarded with the top performers awards. This happened to 8 of our Kanna Technology students, like old students which are already there, who are already there in the jobs. And out of 8, 3 people are from Oracle Corporation. So these 3 people are working in different projects in Oracle Corporation, Bangalore and Hyderabad, and all of these 3 people are awarded with top performer awards. So this is one more happy news. And the last happy news that we have is 20 or above 20 or 20 to 30 I can say. So 20 to 30% of 20 to 30 Kanna Technologies old students got almost 30 to 40% hike in their salaries of annual appraisal. And this has gone to an extent, like if you want to convert this into figures, the highest hike our student got is 4 lakhs. So his current package is 6.5, and he got a hike of 4 lakhs. That means almost equals to 100%, closer to 100%, I can say. So these are the three happy newses that we have in place. And here itself, I want to talk about the access also. So I know every one of you are waiting for the remote lab access. I do admire that, but I got a news from Vishnu that why this is getting delayed is the lab admins who are being there in that five people who got selected to HP Mumbai or some other companies. So even these lab admins are there. So whoever is working as lab admin in Kanna Technologies, these people got selected and right now they are in Mumbai. So for the final procedure, final calls and all, so they have went to Mumbai, and that is the reason the lab access is getting delayed for you people. So Vishnu asked me to inform this to you guys. We have already identified the new lab admins because anyway we need to replace them. So they are going to start work tomorrow, and for every one of you by Wednesday. So means just give 2 more days time. So you will be getting your remote lab access completely set up perfectly. So this is what from my side the updates I have. So do you guys have any questions related to today's topic or whatever it is? Yeah, I'm going to send these things. So in another half an hour, you guys will be having the you know all these PPTs and all. And the DBA class notes, it would get delayed by another a week because we have not yet started DBA. So for that notes anyway I can provide during that time, because as I said I am adding some new interview questions and the extra topics and all. So because you people know that I am also working, so I could not able to spend that much time daily what I am expecting. So DBA class notes, but definitely you will be getting before we start DBA. So tomorrow we will be completing our SQL, and then we will be starting with Unix classes day after tomorrow, and that will go till Saturday, and then from Monday onwards we will start DBA. So before Monday you will have your DBA class notes, and in another half an hour you will be having your SQL PPTs. And along with PPT, as I said earlier, I will be sharing some PDF material also. So any other questions we have? Okay, fine. So let us meet again then tomorrow at the same time, and we will complete the things related to SQL. So thank you everyone for joining the call, and have a nice day till tomorrow, and good night for people who are there in India. Bye.